Good morning, everybody. How we all doing out there? It is Thursday. Now, I know some folks have been hearing about Sophie the cat. And the news is good and the news is bad. Um, while it seemed her eye was getting better, all that's clearing up and all whatnot. Unfortunately, the lens inside the eye has flipped or done weird things. So this could just lead to her having pain for the rest of her life. But the doctor recommended that, sadly, yeah, probably be best if she lose the eye. So this coming week, Sophie will lose her right eye. She'll be a one-eyed cat. But like I said, I'm not going to go crazy. I'm not going to lose or anything because at least it's not a death sentence. She got the cone off her head, so she's been having a pretty good time today. It's just I know we know that cone was causing her to have anxiety and all that, and so she got the cone taken off. They're gonna probably have to put it back on her after the surgery, just until her stitches heal up. But like I said, I'm not gonna go crazy. I've had cats before. Um heck, our one cat Kasha was blind in both eyes and lived a healthy life well after she lost her sight. She mainly navigated the house by sound. And I had another cat named Rita who was born with only the one eye was never fully formed, I guess, in the pre-utero or whatever. So she was blind in one eye all her life, and she lived well into her teens, if memory serves. So yeah, the point is, even if she kept the eye would be she was already blind in it by the time, you know. So there was no point in keeping it if it's going to cause her continuing pain. Um. Ugh. So the good news is, yeah, she seems to be doing all right, but she's going to have to lose her eye. Um. Not much else going on for the Hooniverse so far this week. Like I said, getting news out of Bad Wolf is like trying to pull teeth out of a rabid Wolverine. It's not an easy task. It's, especially when you've got Gardner and RTD running the show and they're only leaking what they want to be leaked. Oh, that's okay. Like I said, I got the joke. It's either that or I was going to call her Pirate Queen Sophie or something like that. But So no, this is not about Sophie Aldred. It's about Sophie the cat, okay? I know a lot of people seem to think Sophie the cat was named after Sophie Aldred. No, she wasn't. When Lady G and I first got together, I ran through the TV series, well, HBO series Carnival, and because I thought she'd like it, and that was around the time we got Sophie, and the one character played by Clea Duvall in there was named Sophie. So that kind of how that happened. So she was named after a character portrayed by Clea Duvall in the Carnival. That's okay. She'll be fine. Like I said, I've had cats who've gone on with no sight at all. Like I said, I've had a one eye before she was blind in her one eye from birth. So she'll get around it. Uh, like I said, I don't really have a whole lot of Doctor Who news. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and make up, my top secret Hollywood sources and stuff like that. Ugh. Looking forward to just finally seeing Guardians 3. But the problem is, I'm kind of worried about watching movies or anything these days. They're being so politically corrected, it's scary. Well, yeah, her cone's off right now, and will be until Tuesday after her surgery. They said, look, at this point, there's not anything she can do to her eye that would make it any worse, so might as well leave the cone off. Plus, she wasn't eating as much as we noticed when she had the cone on. But, she wasn't eating as much hard food. But she's had the cone off now since yesterday, and she seems to be a lot happier about it. She's not going to be happy to have it back on. Well, the good news is I heard, a lot of the stuff, the 60th anniversary is already done and in the can, so you ain't got to worry about affecting that. Plus, I read an article, or I think it was DWPN put up an article that many of the production-backed studios or production-backed TV shows are not going to be affected by the writers' strike, and one of those being Doctor Who, which is currently being backed by Disney, as well as Bad Wolf. So, from what I'm hearing, Doctor Who will not be affected by the writers' strike. So that's some good news. Yeah, now I get to go in today and find out how fat I still am, and today's my, follow-up doctor's appointment. I bet she's even sleeping a lot better, now that Lady G mentions it without that thing on her head, because I know. I love it how you got all these guys. Like I said, I was seeing all these videos, the usual suspects about Mandalorian and how it's crumbling and all this crap and all that. And I'm like, what figures are they reading? Because of the but like I said, it once again shows their true colors. A lot of these, oh gosh, what's a kind word? Asshole. A lot of these guys are misogynists. They were throwing baby fits because Bo-Katan got the Darksaber back. And also it was Bo-Katan who led the attack on Mandalore and all that. It's like, folks, the Bo-Katan storyline came from what? What was it, Rebels or was it Clone Wars? So the Bo-Katan storyline been going on long before there was even a Mandalorian series, if I remember correctly. Thing is, I quit watching Rebels well before it was over, and they said, yeah, you'll tell by the mentions of Thrawn and things like that. They're going into the expanded universe story that was never picked up in the sequels like it should have been. Like I said, the person I blame most, if you don't like the sequels and all that, I blame George Lucas. Because they could have, like I said, as much as people did enjoy the prequels, you should have done the sequels while you still had the actors at an age where they were healthy enough and all that, where you could have done the continuing story and done it properly under your flag and your watch on your ranch. And instead, no, he sat back, he did the prequels, which, frankly, the only thing I gave a damn about in the prequels was the last half hour of Revenge of the Sith. Everything else was just malarkey to me. I'm sorry, I tried getting into it, and I just still can't. Other than Darth Maul, General Grievous, like I said, was supposed to be a preemptive Vader. He was supposed to be a cyborg as well. And it's like, yeah, other than maybe Darth Maul, and like I said, the last half hour of Revenge of the Sith, which is what I've been sitting there waiting on the whole time. And many of you who read the novelization of Star Wars knew that Kenobi and Vader got into it and that Vader's body had been burned and all that. Yeah, Obi-Wan I enjoyed. And I generally don't like prequel stories. I enjoyed it up to the last chapter because that was just, the end of that episode was just total bullshit. I'm like, let me get this straight. You let him live once, you kick his ass again, and then you're going to let him live again knowing full well what's coming. You're going to pass the buck onto his son to kill him. That still makes no damn sense to me whatsoever and never will. Yeah, but like I said, you can't say good stunt work makes up a good trilogy. Especially if it's CGI stunt work. But as much as I loved seeing Yoda when he was younger, that wasn't even originally supposed to be Yoda in the prequel series. That's why he looks so different in Phantom Menace. Is because that was supposed to be Yaddle. And then they decided to make it Yoda to tie everything together. Also, you'll notice that long, thin-necked Jedi Master disappeared in the next movie. That's because they didn't want that race being confused with the Samoans. So once again, lack of foresight. But okay, I got to get going, folks. I just looked at the time. I have got to run inside. Nah, the new teaser doesn't even interest me. I'm not kidding. I've got tired of stingers and teasers and all that crap. If I wanted to hear backwards messages, I'd listen to old Black Sabbath or Beatles albums. All right, goodbye, everybody. I got to run inside. Take care, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday. And hopefully we'll see you all in the future. Be kind, be calm, be safe, everyone.